The Israelite communities in the Old and New Testaments were diverse, including people of color, notably black individuals. The discussion surrounding the true origin of the black Israelites is both fascinating and complex, rooted in a rich tapestry of history, culture, and identity. Black Israelites, who claim descent from the ancient Israelites, have a narrative deeply intertwined with the broader history of African peoples, particularly in the context of the transatlantic slave trade. This historical perspective highlights the struggles and resilience of black communities, emphasizing their connection to biblical heritage and the significance of reclaiming their identity. Historically, the perception of black ancestry has been influenced by white supremacist narratives, which have sought to undermine the legitimacy of black heritage. These narratives have promoted misconceptions about the historical roots of African descendants, contributing to misunderstandings about the origins of the black Israelites. By critically examining these narratives, we can begin to unravel the complexities surrounding black ancestry and its historical context. Understanding the heritage of the black Israelites is crucial for reclaiming identity and fostering a sense of belonging. In a world where identity is often politicized and distorted, acknowledging the historical truths about black ancestry enables individuals and communities to connect more deeply with their roots. This approach also fosters a more inclusive understanding of history, one that honors the contributions and experiences of all people. Engaging with these narratives is an essential step in reshaping our understanding of identity and heritage. Fostering a more nuanced conversation about the origins of the black Israelites provides a deeper understanding of their significance and broader implications for black identity today. The roots of the black Israelites can be traced back to the late 19th and early 20th centuries, during a period when African Americans sought to reclaim their heritage through religious and cultural movements. Many of these groups identified as descendants of the ancient Israelites, drawing parallels between their experiences of oppression and the biblical narratives of exile and redemption. This heritage is a rich blend of African traditions, Christian beliefs, and Jewish customs, forming a unique identity that resonates deeply with many in the black community. The historical events of the era, however, contributed to the misrepresentation of black Israelite ancestry. The legacy of slavery, segregation, and systemic racism marginalized black identities and distorted their historical narratives. White supremacist ideologies further delegitimized the claims of black Israelites, dismissing them as misguided or unfounded. This not only obscured genuine historical connections, but also perpetuated stereotypes that persist today. Key figures and movements were instrumental in shaping black Israelite identity. Leaders like Frank Cherry and William Saunders Crowdy established early congregations that emphasized the connection between African Americans and the biblical Israelites. Their teachings fostered a sense of pride and belonging among followers, inspiring them to embrace their heritage despite adversity. Additionally, organizations such as the Commandment Keepers and the Nation of Islam reinforced black Israelite identity, celebrating African ancestry while challenging dominant cultural narratives. Understanding the historical background of the black Israelites is crucial for appreciating their role in history and their ongoing cultural significance. Recognizing the cultural heritage and struggles of black communities fosters a deeper understanding of the complexities surrounding black identity and the ongoing pursuit of recognition and respect. White supremacist ideologies have historically distorted narratives of black ancestry, using tactics such as manipulating historical records and promoting pseudoscientific theories of racial superiority. These efforts have sought to undermine the legitimacy of black identities by framing African descendants as disconnected from their historical roots. Such distortions attempt to erase the rich cultural heritage of African peoples, reducing their identities to mere victims of slavery instead of acknowledging them as inheritors of a profound legacy. Viewing black individuals solely as descendants of slaves has far-reaching and harmful implications. This narrow perspective strips away the depth of black history and perpetuates a narrative of victimhood that can overshadow the many achievements and contributions of black communities throughout history. By focusing exclusively on the trauma of slavery, society risks overlooking the resilience, creativity, and agency of Black individuals who have fought against oppression and forged their own identities. This limited view diminishes the appreciation for the diverse cultural expressions and historical experiences that define Black ancestry. In response to such distorted narratives, Black Israelites have demonstrated remarkable resilience and resistance. They have actively challenged misrepresentations of their heritage by reclaiming their identity and asserting their rightful place in history. Through religious practices, cultural celebrations, and community efforts, Black Israelites have sought to educate others about their true origins and their connection to the ancient Israelites. This resistance is not only about reclaiming a narrative, but also about fostering a sense of pride and unity within the Black community. By confronting distortions in historical narratives and advocating for a more accurate understanding of Black ancestry, Black Israelites contribute to a broader movement that seeks to honor the complexities of history and celebrate the richness of Black identity. Their efforts highlight the importance of recognizing and valuing the diverse narratives that shape our understanding of heritage and identity. The efforts of Black Israelites to reclaim their heritage have gained momentum in recent years, as contemporary movements work to restore the historical understanding of this unique community. These movements emphasize the importance of embracing ancestral roots and connecting contemporary experiences to historical narratives. By highlighting the historical ties between African Americans and the ancient Israelites, these groups foster a sense of pride and belonging that has often been challenged by systemic racism and historical misrepresentation. Cultural practices and beliefs play a central role in affirming the identity of Black Israelites. Many engage in religious observances that reflect their connection to biblical traditions, including observing the Sabbath, celebrating Jewish holidays, and following dietary laws. These practices serve both as a form of spiritual expression and a reinforcement of collective identity, helping to transcend the struggles of the past. Additionally, cultural expressions such as music, dance, and art are vital components of their heritage, providing a means to celebrate identity and strengthen community bonds. Education and awareness are also integral to reclaiming Black Israelite heritage. Through historical research and the sharing of knowledge about their ancestry, these movements combat long-standing misconceptions. Community events such as workshops, lectures, and gatherings are organized to educate both members of the community and the broader public about the significance of Black Israelite history. This focus on education empowers individuals to take pride in their heritage and encourages a nuanced understanding of Black identity. Through these efforts, Black Israelites are not only reclaiming their past, but also shaping their future. By fostering a deeper connection to their heritage, they contribute to a broader dialogue about identity, resilience, and the importance of embracing diverse narratives that enrich our understanding of history. Their journey underscores the strength found in reconnecting with one's roots and the ongoing quest for recognition and respect. As discussions about race, identity, and historical representation continue to evolve, the narrative of Black Israelites is increasingly acknowledged in broader conversations about Black heritage. This shift reflects a growing recognition of the complexities of Black ancestry, moving beyond simplified narratives to embrace the diverse histories that define the Black experience in America and beyond. Black Israelites have contributed significantly to broader cultural movements, particularly in the realms of social justice, spirituality, and cultural expression. Their emphasis on reclaiming identity and heritage resonates with contemporary efforts to advocate for racial equity and recognize marginalized histories. By asserting their connection to the ancient Israelites, Black Israelites challenge dominant narratives that often overlook the complexities of Black history. This dialogue not only addresses stereotypes, but also promotes a more inclusive understanding of Black identity. Furthermore, it fosters empathy and connection among diverse communities, highlighting shared struggles and triumphs that unite humanity. Examining contemporary perspectives on Black Israelites allows for a deeper appreciation of their ongoing journey of cultural reclamation. As society grapples with issues of identity and representation, embracing diverse narratives is essential for fostering a more equitable and inclusive future. The historical context of the Black Israelites' struggle reveals a complex interaction with systemic oppression and marginalization. Emerging in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the Black Israelites sought to reclaim their heritage by identifying as descendants of the ancient Israelites. Their beliefs often challenge mainstream narratives of race and identity, positioning them at odds with dominant societal structures. Efforts to erase their history, including actions by white supremacist groups, aim to undermine their identity and delegitimize their claims to heritage. Such erasure has profound implications for how Black Israelites are perceived and treated in society. Recognizing this struggle is crucial for fostering a more inclusive understanding of history and identity. It highlights the ongoing fight against racism and underscores the importance of cultural preservation. This topic is especially relevant in today's society, where discussions about race, identity, and historical narratives have gained prominence. Examining the efforts to erase Black Israelites' history helps illuminate the broader implications of such actions and the importance of standing against ideologies that perpetuate exclusion and marginalization. The origins of the Black Israelites can be traced to the late 19th century, when various religious movements arose among African Americans seeking to reclaim their identity and heritage. Drawing inspiration from biblical narratives, these groups asserted their descent from the ancient Israelites. This belief system offered a framework for understanding their experiences and struggles, particularly in the context of systemic oppression and racial discrimination. The impact of colonialism and slavery on African identity is central to this narrative. The transatlantic slave trade forcibly uprooted millions of Africans, severing cultural ties and erasing identities. This dislocation created a profound sense of loss, prompting many to seek new ways to understand their place in the world. The Black Israelites' emphasis on a unique cultural identity has been instrumental in fostering a sense of belonging and resilience within their community. The emergence of the Black Israelites was a response to historical trauma, offering a narrative that reclaims dignity and purpose. Their beliefs serve as a counter-narrative to dominant cultural stereotypes and misconceptions that have long affected African American communities. This reclamation of identity has also intersected with the rise of white supremacist ideologies. As the Black Israelites assert their identity and challenge the status quo, white supremacist groups have often reacted defensively, perceiving these efforts as a threat to their narratives of racial superiority. The attempts to erase the history and significance of the Black Israelites are part of broader strategies to maintain power over marginalized communities. By delegitimizing these identities, white supremacists seek to reinforce their ideologies, perpetuating cycles of oppression and discrimination. Understanding these dynamics is critical for addressing the ongoing struggles faced by the Black Israelites and other marginalized groups today. White supremacists have employed various methods to undermine the Black Israelites, particularly through propaganda and misinformation campaigns. These tactics include spreading false narratives that portray them as extremists or misled individuals, thereby delegitimizing their identity and beliefs. Such misinformation is widely disseminated through social media, websites, and other platforms, reinforcing harmful stereotypes. Educational systems and media have historically played roles in perpetuating these narratives. Educational systems often marginalize or omit the contributions and histories of African American communities, including the Black Israelites. This lack of representation creates an environment where misinformation thrives, as accurate accounts of Black history are frequently excluded. Similarly, mainstream media often sensationalizes stories about the Black Israelites, framing them negatively in ways that align with discriminatory agendas. This distorted portrayal further contributes to a broader culture of racism and discrimination. The psychological impact of these tactics on Black communities is profound. The constant dissemination of negative stereotypes and misinformation can lead to internalized racism, causing individuals to doubt their identity and heritage. This alienation from cultural roots can result in feelings of inadequacy and disconnection, further exacerbating mental health challenges. Additionally, Being targeted by hate groups and discriminatory narratives can increase anxiety, depression, and a sense of helplessness among those affected. Despite these challenges, many Black Israelites and other members of the Black community actively work to reclaim and celebrate their heritage. By understanding the methods used to marginalize these communities, we can foster a more inclusive and accurate representation of history, one that honors all identities. Cultural erasure has far-reaching consequences, particularly in how the denial of heritage impacts identity and self-perception. When individuals are stripped of their historical narratives and cultural roots, they may experience a fragmented sense of self and struggle with feelings of inadequacy or confusion. However, inspiring stories of resilience highlight the efforts of individuals and communities to rediscover and celebrate their heritage. Through education, cultural practices, and collective action, they continue to challenge the narratives that seek to erase their history, fostering a deeper connection to their roots and a more inclusive understanding of identity. Through cultural events, educational initiatives, and grassroots movements, Black Israelites are challenging imposed narratives and asserting their rightful place in history. These efforts empower individuals and foster a sense of community and solidarity, bringing people together to honor shared experiences and cultural legacies. Cultural preservation plays a crucial role in combating erasure by actively documenting and sharing histories. Communities create counter-narratives that highlight their contributions and resilience through various forms, including oral histories, literature, art, and music. These efforts not only enrich the cultural landscape, but also provide a more accurate representation of the Black experience. Cultural preservation fosters intergenerational connections, enabling younger generations to learn from their ancestors and carry forward their legacies. In a society where Black history is often marginalized, the importance of preserving and celebrating this heritage cannot be overstated. It is a powerful tool for empowerment, healing, and resistance against erasure. By reclaiming their narratives, Black communities honor their past while paving the way for a more inclusive and equitable future. In response to ongoing cultural erasure, Black Israelites and their allies are working tirelessly to reclaim their narratives and educate others about their rich history. Numerous movements and organizations, such as the African Hebrew Israelites of Jerusalem and local congregations, are dedicated to preserving traditions and sharing their stories. These groups host events, workshops, and educational programs to highlight the significance of their heritage, fostering pride and community among participants. Social media has become a transformative platform for amplifying marginalized voices, including those of the Black Israelites. Platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok serve as vital tools for sharing personal stories, historical insights, and cultural expressions. Activists and community members use these spaces to challenge misinformation, celebrate their identities, and connect with others who share similar experiences. Hashtags and viral campaigns have broadened audiences, fostering solidarity and encouraging dialogue about race, identity, and heritage. The digital landscape enables rapid dissemination of information, making it easier for individuals to engage with and learn about the complexities of Black history. These collective efforts underscore the importance of supporting initiatives that promote cultural awareness and understanding. By embracing the richness of Black history and identity, society moves closer to a future where all narratives are recognized and valued. By participating in local events, supporting organizations focused on education and preservation, or sharing content that highlights Black history, individuals can contribute to a broader movement of resistance and reclamation. These efforts not only amplify marginalized voices, but also foster a more inclusive society where diverse histories are celebrated. Through collective action and awareness, we can dismantle narratives that seek to erase the past and instead uplift the stories that deserve to be told. Honoring the resilience of the Black community ensures that their history is recognized and valued. In this discussion, we have explored the historical significance of the Black Israelites and the ongoing impact of white supremacy on their narrative. Emerging in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the Black Israelites have sought to reclaim their identity as descendants of the ancient Israelites, challenging dominant narratives that have often marginalized their history. Unfortunately, these efforts have been met with resistance from groups aiming to erase their heritage through propaganda and misinformation. Understanding this context sheds light on the broader struggles faced by marginalized communities in their quest for recognition and respect. We also highlighted the importance of understanding and reclaiming one's heritage. The denial of cultural identity can lead to feelings of disconnection and confusion. However, through movements and organizations dedicated to education and cultural preservation, individuals are finding ways to reconnect with their roots. Social media plays a critical role in amplifying these voices, providing a platform for sharing stories, challenging stereotypes, and fostering community. As we conclude, it is essential to acknowledge that the fight for cultural awareness and historical accuracy is ongoing. By engaging with these narratives, we not only honor the resilience of the Black community, but also contribute to a more inclusive society. Understanding and celebrating the diverse histories that shape our world is vital in fostering a future where all voices are heard and valued.